Are you looking to get out of the e-commerce rat race? Do you want a different way to use your creativity and brand building skills? Then a subscription box business model could be exactly what you're looking for. Today on Ecommerce Heroes, I'll be talking to Sophie Howard. Sophie is an e-commerce entrepreneur who builds and then sells brands. She is also the founder of Aspiring Entrepreneurs, where she coaches online business owners. We'll be talking about the subscription model, where instead of focusing on individual sales, you try to get customers to sign up to receive products from you every month. This month's video sponsor is ShipBob, an innovative service that automatically manages and fulfills orders from your online store. So, Sophie, it'd be great to start by asking you, what is a subscription business and why is that an attractive business model?
So a subscriber is way more valuable to your business than a customer because they're going to just keep not even having to think, but will keep having their credit card charged each month or however frequently you're billing, and that product of yours will keep shipping and you'll keep earning income. And so it's not only really helpful for compounding your growth, it means when it's time to sell your business, the valuation's so much higher because that future cash flow has that guaranteed future income already lined up. So there'll be a bit of a drop off each month. You're not going to keep 100% of people forever, but it's just such a nice cash flow for somebody else to inherit, as well as it, really quickly growing for you every month. You can just add more customers on top of the ones you've already got, not all fresh ones.
Okay. And what sort of products particularly lend themselves to a subscription model?
So the classic big ones out there that have done really well, kind of $1 billion big, are the Dollar Shave Club. So the consumable blades for razors. So anything that's consumable, so anything that gets eaten or beauty products that get used up or just daily household boring bits and pieces that you need, laundry products, all that sort of stuff. So because I sell on Amazon, I was looking for products that are a good fit for Amazon. You don't want to be competing for the commodity stuff. That's a pretty grim game. So other products like tea or incense could be good. Anything grocery, I think, is a good fit for Amazon because you can often charge a premium price if it's in nice packaging and presented as a gift, for example, or it's just a high-end type of food that people would be consuming. So not the cheap basics like pasta or noodles, but maybe condiments or more kind of premium gifty types of grocery products could be good. So I think there's about 9 different types of business model that have that subscription element. There's a book called The Automatic Customer by John Warrillow where he breaks them all down. And with my Amazon hat on, there's often a product where the main event isn't a consumable product. It doesn't have subscription box potential. So with the Amazon products, you can sometimes have a single purchase happen on Amazon, but then there's an information product that goes with it, or a membership to a club, or some other kind of recurring income that fits alongside that product. So I've seen a business for sale recently, actually, in a meat and barbecuing product. So various physical hardware bits to do with the barbecuing side, but then a membership club for people that love grilling meat. And so they had these 2 different income streams that were a bit of diversity. It would have been a point of difference with the physical product at the point of sale that you got sort of membership to this club. They maybe got a few months free or something. And then the happy vendor gets cash flow from Amazon and from their subscription business. And they're also getting that database as well off Amazon, which is a nice thing to have.
Okay. And when you sort of touched on it there, but I'd like to go into a little bit more. How does developing an idea for a subscription product differ from a product that kind of a customer might buy once? What kind of things do you have to factor in that you wouldn't necessarily factor in when you're looking at people as customers as opposed to subscribers?
So the difference with customers and subscribers when it comes to designing the product, it really depends if you're going to run it exclusively off Amazon as a subscribe and save type of product. So my background's in Amazon. That's where I've had good results, sold a couple of Amazon businesses. And one of those I got a real premium price for because I'd set the product up as a subscription business as well. So I actually got even approached by a private equity group who shoulder tapped me saying, we're looking for a product brand that's set up as a subscription business. We're a private equity group. we've got a client with a big budget who wants us just to go and buy a subscription business in this sector that you're in. So that was pretty interesting. I've done things like incontinence products on the subscription model. I've done grocery products. I've done, glamorous, gifty ones, and then cheap, nasty things. Or not nasty, but, cheap and basics. We'll call them basics. And so if they're the basics, then they just need to be cheap to package and ship. Like, you're really focused on, does it fit through the mailbox? Because the costs aren't linear. The different box sizes, if they don't fit through a mailbox, they really jump up pretty quickly. But if you can do something really compact that fits through the US postal standard dimensions, and I managed to get my tea business packed really flat, so they were in pouches, not tins, and the offer was, say, $25 US a month, or it could have been a quarterly one, but they would fit through a normal mailbox, so that really keeps the cost down. And so you kind of get pinged twice if you're oversized, just like with Amazon. You've got the inbound shipping, but then your FBA fees are higher coming back out as well. And then obviously if you're doing a subscription surprise box, so there's a few like that. There's one called Birchbox that does beauty products, and every month those members who subscribe get a box of goodies, and Birchbox got it sorted. So they have companies that give them free samples of the product to put in front of their ideal customers, so they get that for free. And in fact, they charge them for it, because I was invited into Birchbox, and they charge about $5,000 to do the marketing to promote your product. And then they charge the customers on the other side to receive it. So that is a good model. And Birchbox is valued at, I think, there are 485 million last time I checked. They've raised 100 million. And it's just a really neat model. The other one, a bit like them, is BarkBox. So they're a little bit smaller. They're probably valued at 200 million. They've raised 77 million. And they do dog treats and dog toys for dog owners as a surprise box each month. So the packaging and the unboxing has to be a bit more special for those ones, because it's all about the experience. It's not a commodity that you just need to have replenished on a regular basis. But they have really good fun with it. They get some really interesting products. The customers love the novelty, and it's a surprise, and it's a pretty cheap luxury really for something that they care about. But apparently the top selling BarkBox hit product this year was a Donald Trump chew toy. So anyway, they have quite good fun with it, but it's a real money machine, because they get paid on both sides of the equation, and then the valuation of the business is so high because of that future cash flow being locked in. So when I sold my first business on Amazon, I asked the broker, what can I do to make the valuation higher on the next one? And when we'd been preparing this prospectus, one of the questions had been, what percentage of these products selling on your Amazon business are repeat purchases? And it was 10% or something. The first one wasn't huge. The second Amazon business, I would try to get everything on repeat purchase, all consumables, and set up the subscription box in parallel as well. So that really helped with the sale. So it's sort of short-term wins, and then a longer term, your asset's going to be worth more too.
And you mentioned Amazon there. But are there any other sort of sales channels or marketplaces that are, either suitable for the subscription-based model, or where the subscription-based model can be really successful?
Yeah, so there's a really good platform called Cratejoy, Cratejoy. And it's a really different scene. So the Amazon world, everyone's very secretive about their products. But over on Cratejoy, it's a very sharing and caring community. And there's a free thing called Subscription School where they teach you everything. It's a really good scene. So everybody sort of shares what's working. It's also a place to host your tech side of your subscription business. So there are some Shopify themes that let you have recurring payments, and you can obviously hook Shopify up to other fulfillment services. But Cratejoy is a pretty good one-stop shop that's been custom designed for subscription businesses, and there's just so much free education and so much support. I think that's a pretty good place to research the model, have a look at what's already working in your field. You can see all the listings of all the other competitors and how people have boxed up their products, presented them to make them look gifty. There's all sorts of people that sell the boxes and the packaging, that do the fulfillment and assemble the boxes. So there's a whole sort of end-to-end crowd of helpful people helping you get started. So I'm not very techie at all, but I did see that my product would fit that model, and built the whole thing really from resources that I scraped together from just starting out on Subscription School.
Okay. And I think kind of a lot of our viewers are kind of online sellers who maybe have the sort of traditional model of having sort of customers as opposed to subscribers. So it'd be really interesting to hear from you. What are some of the sort of challenges that are unique to having a subscriber business?
So, some of the unique challenges for a subscription business are obviously um, making your offer stand out if you're in a field that's already got a bit of competition. So, when I looked at coffee, that was super, super crowded. But the type of tea I was selling was lower competition, but I still had to make it really stand out in a platform where there were people looking at artisan food products, farmers markets boxes. So you've got all the normal marketing challenges, but then you've got this new layer of assembling the product. So with my tea, what I was going to do was have the option to subscribe, say monthly fresh deliveries every month. But then I thought I would do kind of a introduce people to the rest of the range. So I did like a box of green teas and a box of black teas and a box of fruit and herbal teas. So that helped bring the average order value up a bit as well. But then I had this challenge of getting them all assembled. And so the main challenge I had was the overhead of people physically handling the orders to prepare them when the stock was already in the state. So being an Amazon seller, I'm used to my suppliers doing everything offshore and it turns up ready to sell. But when people start charging you $1 for putting on a sticker and $1 for putting this in a box and that in a box and the tissue and the straw and the ribbon, suddenly your cost of goods can blow out. So you need to really think through that. So in the end, what we did was get boxes printed that could sort of nestle a tin in them. And then we did gift teas in tins that we sold individually, but also they could just be gone plonk, 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 3 tins in a row in this box that was designed for them that they just sat in. So we didn't need tissues and straw and ribbons. It was just all, as minimalist as we could get it. It took a bit of trial and error to get the right suppliers and just get the costs working. So we didn't spend all our money making it look beautiful and then there was none left over.
Okay, Sophie, so my final question for you is, what are your e-commerce heroes' top 3 tips for sellers who've seen what you've said in this interview and are now interested in starting their own subscription business?
So if you're interested in starting a subscription business, definitely check out Subscription School and head over to Crate Joy, where you'll see what's really working for other people and you'll learn a lot because they're very generous at sharing ideas. I'd also say really think through how you're going to present the product so it's kind of gift worthy. You don't really want to get in that replenishing commodity stuff. It really wants to be at the gift end. So see if you can find a product niche where there's a chance you could get other people's free samples, because I think that's what's let Birchbox and Barkbox really get ahead. They've had no cost of goods or very low cost of goods. They might have had to buy 1 or 2 things themselves, but then they get a bunch of freebies from other people who pay for the privilege to have the exposure. So that's another tip. And finally, I build it to sell. So from day one, start tracking things like the churn rate, have agreements with the suppliers that, all of that's transferable. Build it on Amazon in parallel. Definitely any gift products on Amazon, I think, are absolute winners because it's really hard on Amazon. The obvious stuff's so well picked over. But something that you've done to present your product uniquely, make it a gift and make it premium, gives you the ability to have something unique and charge a premium. So gifts and repeat purchases is like the holy grail of Amazon. So I know that a lot of your followers are really, they're online and they may be on Shopify and other channels as well. But just for physical products, Amazon is where the traffic is free. And the conversion rate, is 30%, not 3. So too big to ignore with a products business. So the subscribe and save option on Amazon's great. You can just opt into it. They approve you. You can ask earlier than when they first offer it to you. Definitely be proactive. Say to Amazon, please, can you set me up for subscribe and save on day 1? They might make you wait a bit, but better than waiting for them to ask you. And then you're just, from the second that's approved, start getting a percentage of all your customers automatically getting that product auto shipped every month. So I think there's a lot of fun there. The surprise boxes, I think, is a really nice thing. It's a really great gift. It's a really thoughtful gift and it doesn't need to be really expensive, but it's sort of the gift that keeps on giving. So it's a real experience for the person receiving it. And it's really high feel good for the person giving it. And I think all the world of Amazon and e-commerce, we sort of get caught up in this transaction that the product's got a price and we sell it at a high price, but it's really all about the product. And I think we can build some experience and something a bit unique and special into the gift giving process by offering a subscription box. So I think they're great, just short term and long term with your cash flow and increasing the value of your assets. So definitely subscribe and save on Amazon, and Crate Joy, subscription school attached to that, and just set the whole thing up so that you can sell it one day, because that's where those lump sums really make a difference to your life. If you can clear a mortgage or two, get a 7-figure payday, then that's a real game changer.
Well, Sophie, thank you very much for joining me. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. I'd like to say a big thank you to this month's video sponsor, ShipBob, an innovative service that can automatically manage and fulfill orders from your online store. All that's left to say is thank you to everyone for watching, and we'll see you again for another episode of E-Commerce Heroes here at Web Retailer.